called, I don't want that bit on there, let's make it big. Okay, so recording from round 4 onwards. You're going to slip stitch in the 3 chain space. So I've finished the round, I've slip stitched in the top of the cluster, so I've finished round 3. I'm now ahead of me are those 3 clusters that I made. And the first thing I can see is a 3 chain space. So slip stitch in there, like so, which just moves you across the work. And then in the same space, make your 3 chain and a 2 treble cluster, which makes a pretend 3 treble cluster, a 3 chain and a 3 treble cluster. So it's just a set of 2 in this space. And then a 3 chain and another one. So when we come to our little sets of clusters for this round, last round we made 3 of them in a row. So we did these 1, 2, 3 in every corner. This time you're putting 2 in each of the spaces, so you're going to end up with 4. So after I've done the 2 in that space, then it says 3 chain, and in the next 3 chain space make cluster, 3 chain, cluster. So 3 chains in the air, and in the next chain space, which is here between this cluster and this one, I'm going to make a cluster, a 3 chain and a cluster. Oops, don't drop the yarn, Sam. That's it. 3 chains and another cluster. And I'll just show you what that looks like. So we've got 2 in this space, a 3 chain in between, and 2 in the following space. Pausing a minute just to give you a chance to do that for those that are going along at my pace, because the next bit is slightly confusing. Not confusing, but something you haven't done before. So then you're going to do a 4 chain and double treble 2 together across the next chain 4 spaces. Yeah, don't panic. You're going to do, so in the instructions it says we've done the 4 chain in the air, so that's this bit. Double treble 2 together, so DTR 2 tog, double treble 2 together across the next 2 4 chain spaces. So find the 4 chain spaces, it's just these big gaps. 1, 2. So find them, there's one, there's the other one. Double treble 2 together, so make sure you've done the chain 4 in the air first. The double treble is yarn over twice into that first chain space, just in the big hole. Pull the yarn back through. That gives me 4 loops on the hook. Excuse me, coughing. Yarn over, come through 2, yarn over, come through 2, and that leaves 2 loops on your hook. So that I've started a double treble and I haven't quite finished it. I've started a double treble in 1 chain space. I've got to work that 2 together across the other chain space as well. So now I'm going to go into the next chain space, yarn over twice, because it's a double treble, into that hole for the chain space, pull back through, gives you 5 loops, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and that leaves you with 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over through all 3, and that is how you've double treble.
Oh,
It sounds way more complicated than it is. I wish they had easier ways of saying these stitches. Basically, look, you've made this lovely diamond shape. You started your double treble 2 together in this space and finished it in this one, and by joining 2 stitches into one, you've made them come together in that shape. Anyone struggling and want me to repeat that again? Are you okay? Okay, so then you chain 4 and that becomes our repeat. So I will demonstrate it again because I'll move forward and do it again. Chain 4 and then we're on to the repeat here. You know you're on a repeat when you see an asterisk. In the next 3 chain space, make cluster 3 chain cluster. So let's do that. So the next space is here in between the first 2 clusters from last round. So in that big hole there. And in there, I'm going to put a cluster, 3 treble cluster, through all 4, a chain 3, and another 3 treble cluster. This is a real January challenging pattern, isn't it? What was going through my head? Looks so pretty though. Chain 3. So we've done those sets of clusters in the first 3 chain space. 3 chain. In the next 3 chain space, make cluster 3 chain cluster. So the next 3 chain space is here in between these 2 clusters here. And in there I do cluster, 3 chain cluster. Like so. So I've got that corner with 2 clusters in there, a 3 chain and 2 clusters. Then you're going to do the next part of the repeat. So like I said, this is like a square. We've worked in the corner bit and now we're working along the edge. And we're going to do a 4 chain, double treble 2 together across the next 2 4 chain spaces and then another 4. So we'll do the 4 chain. Find the 2 big 4 chain spaces. These 2 big holes, 1, 2. And it's a double treble 2 together, which basically means make 2 double trebles that join together into 1. So double treble, which is yarn over twice, into that first space, which is this one. Yarn over, pull back through. That gives you 4 loops. Yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. When you've just got 2 left on the hook, you're going to do your second one, which goes into the next big space. Yarn over twice, into that space, pull back through, which gives you 5. Yarn over through 2. Yarn over through 2. When you're just left with 3, yarn over and through all 3. Gives you that lovely diamond again. And you just repeat that, so chain 4 again, all the way around. I'm going to stop the video here. If you're watching it back on video, all you need to do is go back to the beginning to see what to do next.
Okay.
Because it's a repeat. So chain 4, and then we're moving on to doing the corner, working the corner spaces. Hang on, let's turn that off.